What is the thing that is keeping the Democratic Party from investing in young voters, in marginalized voters, and frequent voters? Why do we focus so heavily on swing voters in the heartland? Like, why do we invest in those tropes that don't serve us anymore, right?
Yeah.
What is the thing? I think it's consultancy culture. I think it's, again, that fear of what happens when the system no longer revolves around us as incumbents, but is instead actually fair. What happens when the game is unrigged?
I also do think it's partially because of is corporate interest, right? Because
Oh yeah.
The way that you target the disenfranchised, like the historically disenfranchised low propensity voters, is either by having a Trump-style candidacy, which favors right-wing reactionary sentiment. That's the reality. Like, culture wars.
That one will never work for anybody who have morals.
Well, but the thing is, like, Democrats need to understand, like, they can't win the culture war because the culture war was designed as a wedge issue, designed by the right, so that they can distract people with these different. With these different policy positions that are ultimately very harmful for massive swaths of society. But that's not a battle that you can fight. So that's why I always say you have to, like, bring it back to class, bring it back to affordability, bring it back to material realities, because that is the actual undefeated method.
And I think part of it also is bringing it back to the truth.
Yeah.
We can't be out here talking about we need a strong Republican Party,
yeah,
and then also go and make the case that people shouldn't be voting for Republicans anymore.
Or saying Trump is, I think, going to be very authoritarian or a fascist, and then just, like, have no issues with him. Like, you know,
people looked at that and they were like, man, your urgency is not matching your words.
Yes, exactly. If you think that this is, like, if you think that this is an ever-present threat to American democracy or what remains of it, right? And I did. Then you can't be running around with, like, Liz Cheney. Like, you can't be running
I felt
around
like the
with Liz
stakes
Cheney.
were so high that we had to run a perfect race. And that brings us back to, like, your first question to me was like, well, how did you win and other people didn't?
Yeah.
Like, I know that we have a responsibility to, as much as we can, run a perfect race. No one can be perfect.
Yeah.
No elected official will be perfect because you're not perfect.
Yeah.
It is human nature that we can't be.
Yeah.
But I know that we have to try. Like, we have to try to do things right. Like, I've never missed a vote.
Yeah,
right?
And you also have to be more perfect than
the other side.
You have to be more perfect
absolutely.
than your Republican
I'm a progressive.
colleagues.
I gotta be.
And you have to be more perfect than your centrist colleagues.
You're institutionalists.
Yeah.
I can't move the way institutionalists move in this place, right?
But there's also but then it goes back to the media where, like, they do have so much grace for whichever the right wing flank is, whether it's a race between a left flank candidate and a centrist, or whether it be a centrist Democrat and a right wing.
It's like subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
Like, they'll ask two questions. I literally just watched this debate. We were just driving down here. Watched the debate between, Zoran and Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
And, like, the moderators, I don't think that they even understand sometimes, like, the implicit biases in the way they talk to us.
I know.
Right? The way that they talk to us.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, but how you gonna pay for it? How you gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
How you gonna pay for it? We have a higher standard to clear every time.
They don't even ask that to Cuomo for when he says, like, oh, we're gonna get 5,000 cops. Like, they asked them one time. That only
where are you getting them, or where are you paying for it? Never, one time. So it was like when I was running, when I come on day one, we got to come with clear understanding of policy.
Yeah.
Right? Because you speak well. Like, you're an orator, right? You're passionate. You're an organizer. So now you got to prove that you could be a policy wonk. We have to prove that we can be a uniter, not a divider. We got to prove our loyalty.
But as far as like this imbalance, it is always there. It's ever present. It's one of the most annoying things. It's just like, if you are the person that says better things are possible, you automatically are met with cynicism. Mm-hmm. Like, you're met with cynicism by the public in general as well. And you're met with the very same cynicism from the instruments of media, where they're just like, what do you mean better things are possible? There's something wrong here. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to tell me everything sucks. Or you can only be, like, directionally, you can have, like, these radical agenda items as long as it's on the right wing direction, and as long as it's like as long as the targets are vulnerable populations, marginalized communities, like, undocumented immigrants, like defenseless people that are left defenseless or left to be defended by regular folk, and it's slanted in that direction.